The first thing my general manager told me when we sat down to talk about this show was, whatever you do, Aaron, don't call it a newscast. Not because we weren't going to be talking about news, but because that word newscast has so much baggage attached to it. You hear the word newscast and you think a guy sitting at a desk reading the news. And there's a reason that Ron Burgundy, all satire, is funny because it's got a foot grounded in reality. And it was time, finally, to do something to get away from this model, or at least try something that was different. So here's what we're doing. Playing traffic, news, arts, tech, make it up as we go along every night. Lesson number 1 that we learned, be careful who you call hipster. Our very first week on the show, we were here at Ignite Portland 4. I thought it would be a fun thing to do. A little ad-lib open tossing the segment included the word hipster event. Didn't go over so well. The actual segment itself here live, also a little awkward. There was some talk of cleavage and closer. The next day, all right. So we learned from that. The first thing I learned from that is prepare your reporter. I take full responsibility for that epic fail because poor Joe Smith, our reporter, steps out the door at 6:45, races to a live shot, and basically steps out of a live truck and on the TV. We've gotten much, much better preparing Joe Smith for where he's going. Lesson number 3, though, there is no such thing as bad press. At the end of the day, that disaster at Ignite 4 made folks aware of what we were doing. And it worked out in the end. They showed we learned from our mistakes, and we move on. Lesson number 4, hormones happen, especially pregnant women. I hear about Andrew, Stephanie Strickland, off of Baby L right now. Before we even started the show, she pulled me aside and said, hey Aaron, I'm pregnant, so I might take things a little more personally than I would have otherwise. That was good for us just because we know feedback comes in, it's not always the most positive. We all have good days, we have bad days. The other thing with Steph being pregnant, though, is that we knew we were going to have to deal with her being gone for a while. And we discovered that replacing all of these moving parts on the show much, much harder than it looks. Anytime Steph was gone, I was gone, our director Paul was gone. For a regular newscast, it's really quick to just swap someone else in there. On the 7 o'clock show, it was much, much harder. Number 6, the corporate divorce, most things out of your control. Last year, our corporate parents split off. The TV side and the print side went their separate ways. And anything that was stuck in the middle just basically got put on hold for a couple months. There are things that I would love to do with the online presence of the show, and eventually I reached kind of a zen state, realizing little old me is down here. I report project a producer, with a web manager, you report our corporate food chain, multiply all of that times 17 TV stations, all full of little old me's who want to do something. It'll happen eventually, not today. Number 7, no such thing as too much confirmation. Learned this one the hard way. Talked to the chief of staff, one of our city council members, 24 hours before a segment, said, okay, it's confirmed, we'll be here, great, no problem. 24 hours comes along, no city council member. Number 8, not everyone from TV belongs on Twitter. This is actually another TV station doing this one the hard way when they ordered everyone on the air to start Twittering. What you get at the end of the day is this: I'm an investigative reporter who seeks truth and justice for the people of Oregon. I'm sorry, are you a reporter or are you Batman? Now there's a corollary to this. We'll even have not everyone on Twitter belongs on TV. Right around the time Oprah discovered Twitter, the volume of feedback we got on Twitter went up, and the quality of that feedback dropped by the same amount. Lesson number 9, inbox zeros. This isn't really anything new on TV. Just back when I did 11 o'clock, I thought it was such a good little email Boy Scout with email every day, my inbox is nothing. Yeah, it's an order of magnitude worse with this show. I've given up on inbox zero. I encourage you all to do that the same. Final lesson, a storm is still a storm. On an average night, we average 25 to 50,000 households watching the show. The single biggest audience we had this year wasn't a real live at 7 show. We weren't even on the square. We had 0 scripts. There was a freaking tornado watch. People just want to know if their house is blown away. All right, listen to me. Please be in contact. Twitter, email, up in the lobby afterwards. Thank